that right? Why is it doing that? I'm not even plugged in. I should probably do my job correctly. Wow, come here, you. Come here. All right, cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. Don't worry, guys. If I was better at my job, I'd probably be working for somebody else. Let me click that button. All right, we're good there. Let me check and let me pin. Do my click-ins. Oh, we're good there too. Mark as announcement. What's going on, ladies and Jeff? This is lunch. Ladies and Jeff. I said ladies and Jeff. Oh my God. Ladies and gents is Lunch Learn and Live, July 28th. Super happy that you're all here. I think today's going to be a doozy, quite impactful, quite powerful. We're going to do some pre-conquering objection sequences. We're going to set up some structure. We're going to figure out what's going on and why people are ultimately not buying what you have to sell so that we can absolutely 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt destroy those objections. And then people are like, wow, I should probably just give you money. And it's going to be useful. It's going to be applicable. And it's not going to be overly technical. We're going to avoid that. Instead, we're going to try to be tech agnostic and write it out in a way that's easily communicated, not just from me and your point of view, but more importantly from the people who are like watching the replay. It's going to be a darn good time. But first off, let me say high fives and hand hugs to everybody watching it live. It looks like we've got a chunk of people coming on board. Adam Wayne, Adam, how you doing, sir? I hope you're making an F ton of money. We haven't talked in a while. Feel free to hit my calendar. I ultimately want to get you what you paid for, which is leads, sales, and ROI, shortening your fulfillment, making you happier and healthier, and getting you a F ton of money for you and your own business instead of other people's businesses. Just a normal transition. Same transition I went through. We got James King Baskin. James, Matt, congrats on your weight loss journey. I also struggle with weight loss because donuts are delicious and amazing, and every single donut should be eaten by me and nobody else. And it looks like you are sub 200 for the first time ever. Matt, congrats and congratulations. I know weight loss is the uncomfortable realization that you need to drastically and dramatically transform your life, and that shit don't happen overnight. So Matt, congrats on 2 years. I think that's how long you've been like moving this, maybe a year, something like that, on consistent, applicable, and challenged effort. Well done, buddy. Super happy for you. Got other people coming on board. Let me know, everybody, the city and the state that you're in, because I can't see who's watching unless you comment. That's just how Facebook decided to make the rules. You used to be able to see every single person that watched, and Facebook one day said, not so much anymore. So let me know where you're from, the city and the state you're in. I'll give you a high five, a hand hug, and all that fun stuff. James says, a solid year. Wow, a year of a solid work trainer. Yeah, man. A+, congratulations. That's good stuff. What I found, by the way, for me, is that when I'm physically fit, the manifestation of my personality and my unique personal challenges into my business is just so much better. And when I'm focused and I feel sore and I'm growing with my body, then all of a sudden my business does the same. And when I don't do that with my body, my business doesn't do the same. So it's really interesting, and I'll bet you're going to see something similar. Sean Faber says Port Huron, Michigan. First time I've ever heard of Port Huron. Probably not correct. Probably Port Huron. That's not right. Either way, pleasure to have you. We got Sacramento, California. What's going on, Matt? Hi, Dinger. Ralph, what's going on, Ralph? Super happy to have you back. Ralph posted something really funny inside of the IC, and I was super happy and laughing at the same time. Ralph was like, look, guys, I know everybody's trying to do like $1 million a year. I don't give a shit. I work 30 minutes a day. I'm pulling in bank, and I'm super happy because all I do is get to travel. So, Ralph, mad congrats on building the life that you've always wanted, which is working 30 minutes a day, making, I think, $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and then shutting the laptop and then just living life. And I think that's what you wanted. So mad congrats. And what I absolutely loved about Ralph's live inside of the IC is that he was like, look, guys, I'm just having a great time. Absolutely effing love it. And the reason why I was laughing, because it's like, it was so anti, like, 7-figure agency or like 10-figure business owner or Grant Cardone, where I was like, nah, man, I don't need any of that. I'm kicking butt and taking names, living life on my own terms. So A+, dude, super happy for you. We've got Jason Croft out of Colorado Springs. What's going on? Lee Reynolds, Seattle, Washington. Lee, it's been a while. You and I talked like a year ago, and then you just kind of like stopped going live. I do appreciate the testimonial that you left for the new version of the IC and Danny Velez's sales page masterclass. But I want to personally challenge you, Lee, because I remember when you and I talked, you were doing everything for everybody. And we were like, well, let's just bring this down pat. And you went on a dental journey and I went on a dental journey. And I think you've been watching the documentation of my journey, but I haven't been able to watch your documentation of your journey. So get to it, go live, and share the goods. Sean says, pleasure to be here. You are way off. It's Port Hayoun. Hi-O-on. Is it Hyoan? Huan? Hayoun? That's not right at all, dude. Sorry. I have no idea, dude. I'm just going to pretend it's Hayoan. Look, if I don't make myself laugh, nobody's going to be laughing at my jokes. All right, guys. Let's get this party started. I can't believe people listen to me. It's just, I must have something good to say because my jokes are horrible. Let's do this. He says, Port Hayuran. Like you with an H in front of it. Hayuran. All right, we got it. Hayu. That's not right at all. Let's pre-conquer objections. Objections. So people want to buy. He says it's Hugron. Dude, it's a losing battle. Sorry, guys. It ain't gonna happen. Oh man, that's so funny. Sean says, I'm so glad you're good at business. Me too, man, because reading and talking ain't one of them. All right, let's make this worth your time. Okay, so let's do some pre-conquering sales objections so people want to buy kind of stuff. James says masterclass on how to say Hooverion. Okay, all right, I'm done. We're gonna get back to this shit. All right, July 28th. All right, so let's pre-conquer objections so people want to buy. All right, so guys, this is gonna be interactive. I want you to get your carpal tunnel ready to go and flare up because we got a lot of, this is gonna be interactive because what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out why people are not buying your stuff and then deal with that before they even talk to you. So effectively what happens is if somebody was like cold, they go to warm. If somebody's warm, they go to hot. If they go to hot, they send you a DM saying, hey, I know I got a meeting to do tomorrow. Can I just pay you now? Which is what happened. This same pre-conquering objection style is what helped us close a $2,500 deal where the client was like happy and was polite and was like, I know it's going to take 3 or 4 months and I'm super happy for it. It allowed me to get a deal where I was like, look, dude, there's no guarantees. I was like leaning back in the chair, super casual, no Grant Cardone, no Russell Brunson. It was just, hey man, this is it. If you're interested, cool. If not, that's all right. So we're going to pre-conquer some objections. And the first way to pre-conquer objection, conquer an objection is to get the objection. This is the first step. A lot of people view objections as like a wall or failure or an unknown or a impediment to their success. And they're not wrong for thinking that. But what I found is a lot of people will create what we're talking about without actually having that objection. And that's a whole lot of work and a whole lot of effort for something that doesn't actually work yet. So I do want to say, before we even get started, your goal should be to get an objection. Your goal should be to get a no. Your goal should be to find out where the road stops, find out what's broken, find out what ain't gonna work. The reason why we do that first is you can directly deal with that. Like 100% we can solve this right here. If you don't move into this exercise with the objection, You're going to brain flare in a million different directions, and you're going to try to read the manual. You're going to come out with this like huge document, and it's going to be very, very overkill or inapplicable. So everybody get your keyboards and your type-ins, because we're going to have a good time. So I want you to tell me the objections you be getting. What objection have you gotten from your last sales call? What objection did you get that stood out to you? What objection is the most common? What objection comes up more often than not? What objection killed the last deal? Give me those objection guys. Type them out in the chat. Tell me the objections that you have gotten from somebody that wanted to buy your services, wanted to buy your products, wanted to pay you real life money, and said, yeah, but this. That objection, that problem, that challenge. Like, I wanted to go to the gym, but it wasn't open. I wanted to buy the car, but I couldn't get financing. I wanted to do blank, but blank. What is that objection? What objection did you get from the last sales call? What objection did you get that stood out the most? What objection do you get that the most common? What's the objection that you've gotten from people that want to buy your products and services? Matt says, is this going to be available for replay? No, Matt, I'm totally deleting this off the internet because I hope this is only useful for people that watch it live. I'm just kidding, Matt. It's going to be there in the replay. You can just go to videos. It'll be pinned at the top for a couple days. I'll probably put this on the YouTube channels and you can have a good time. So these are the objections that I'm getting. And I want you to keep typing every single objection you've ever gotten, ever heard of, whether you imagined it, whether it was real. Give me the objections. These are the impediments, the barriers, the reason people have not bought what you've had to sell. Matt says, thanks, homegirl. You got it. We're having a good time today. All right, so one of the question was, I don't understand, or the objections. Another one was, I need to think about it. Another was, Parker says, how do you propose a 90-day offer? Can you rephrase that in terms of an objection? Another one says, I need to check with my partner. Another one says, I can't afford it. It doesn't work / scam. Another one says, can I do multiple payments? I would argue that's not necessarily in the objection type of thing. That's someone figuring out how they want to move forward, not I don't want to move forward, but I'm going to put on here because we can deal with that too. Can I do multiple payments? We already do it, have enough. 8, we don't have time to do it or do it correctly. Another one, don't have money now. Booked out 4 months. Talked with my wife. Can't afford it. Took a big COVID hit. Need spouse. No guarantee. Heard by others. Is it worth it? These are all the verbal communications of somebody giving an objection. And whether or not they use this wording or not, they're all different like languagings of it. So like, I need to check with my partner is also I need to check with my wife, or I need to check with my other decision maker. That's what Vera said. I need to check with my partner. Somebody says, can you show me what an ad copy looks like? Which is like a derivative of it doesn't work. It's a scam. I don't believe it. We're going to put it in here anyway because I think it makes sense. What does the ad look like? I would put that in the same one as like, can I do multiple payments? It's not necessarily an objection, but it still qualifies. Somebody says, can I speak with past clients? Cool. We can get cheaper elsewhere, send testimonials. I've been burned, no guarantees. These are all derivatives of probably like 4 or 5, maybe at the most 10 total objections. The reason why you go through get the objection first and then do your pre-conquering is because you don't know the words and the languaging that they are using. I'm going to say that again. The reason why you do the objection first, like you get the objection and then you do this exercise, is because you don't know the words and the language they are using. Tribes talk differently. New Yorkers talk differently than people from Miami. Martial arts people talk differently than financial firms. Everyone's got their own little different end verbiage. For example, you may find in our space, small mom and pop dentists will tell me, hey, I've got to talk with my wife and my office manager. That's how they talk. Up here, it's I don't have to talk to anybody. I'm the decision maker. And this objection handling sequence doesn't apply to me. And in fact, it probably is too much information and I have different objections. So the reason why I'm saying that again is because you have to hit the objection first and then do the objection handling sequence. Don't just go ahead and take this and start doing it. You have to get that objection first and then pre-conquer it beforehand. That's just how this is going to work. So like I mentioned before, I don't understand. I need to think about it, check with my partner. I can't afford it. It's a scam. It don't work. What does the ad look like? Multiple payments, all that fun stuff. Every single objection falls into one of these three buckets. And at the most is maybe 10 different type of objections. Depending upon who you talk to, depending upon the book you've read, depending upon your experience, you'll have different ways of thinking about this. But effectively, every objection is one of these three buckets. Either you, which is the agency, do this, then make it pretty. It's you, the agency. It's me, the client. Or the thing, which is the program. I'll give you an example. I would buy a Lamborghini, but I can't get it in and out of my house. I simply don't have a garage big enough, and my garage or my driveway slopes weird. It would crash and scrape it up. I've got the money and I trust you, but guess what? The thing don't work for me. Just like this. It's possible, by the way, that you have accomplished the great idea of hitting an objection about your thing, such as, does it really work? Is this a scam? I've been burned by other agencies. Can I see what the ad copy looks like? That is the thing bucket. Another example is the client bucket. Honestly, like even if I did buy a gym membership down the street from me, I wouldn't even go to the gym. I don't like going to the gym. Well, there's versions of that too. Are the leads any good? Even if they did come in, what would I say? I know how to do this myself, or I don't have time to do it. That is the client objections. And then there's the you objections, which is, look, I just don't trust you. Like we just met. I don't believe a word you're saying. And even though you will sell me a Ferrari, I don't want to go through you. That is the agency objection. And we saw them reflected here, which is, I don't understand. That's not true. I've been burned by others, aka I don't trust you. And it's a little bit of like them as well. No guarantee. That's the you or the program. I don't know. There's a bunch in the comments. Either way, though, it's the agency, the client, the program, you, me, the other thing. Every single objection falls in these three buckets, and I've dealt with them. People have told me, hey, I don't know who you are. I just saw this ad. I'm not going to send you $2,000 overnight. We've just started talking. I'm sure everybody has dealt with that objection before. Even if this did work, it's not the target clients, and I don't have time to do the program. That's the client thing. And even if the program did work, I'm not sure and I don't have confidence and I've been burned by other agencies. It's you, me, or the thing. And depending upon you, your client, your customer, some of them are interchangeable, some of them are not, but it's you, me, and the thing. That's how you need to think about this. This is the framework. Every objection is one of these three buckets. Your goal is to A, figure out the exact wording, verbiage, and language your target client uses to communicate. This is what you're going to do. If you're in pest control, they talk differently than dentists. If you're in dentist, that's different than real estate. If you're in real estate, that's different than e-commerce. If you're in e-commerce, it's different than dating. They're all different buckets. It's all the same bucket, but different languaging. And you have to figure out the exact language and verbiage and wording that those clients use to communicate their objection. We've got people here that are doing like the dating space. They have unique and different objections than somebody in the dental space. That's how it's going to be. But your goal is to figure out the exact verbiage and wording that every single objection you've ever gotten or will get, and then put them into one of these three buckets. That's step number one. That's why we say get the objection first. Do your thing, get people on the phone, find out the exact verbiage and wording and language of the objection. If you're talking to the front desk and they're like, the doctor doesn't have time for you, agency, it's you. If you're on the phone with the doctor, it's like, look, I just don't have time. We're already booked out and I don't need more clients and customers. It's the client. If they're like, hey, I don't understand this. This isn't working. We've tried this in the past. It's the program. Every single time you get an objection, write it down. Very, very simple. And then you're going to work some magic. Y'all ready? This is the fun stuff. Every single time you get an objection, you write it down. And then you create a 60 to 90 second video destroying that objection. And whether it's video or text, I'm going to use them interchangeably right now. But let's just pretend it's a video, just to make life easy. You get on the phone, you're talking to a dentist, you can't get to the dentist, you're talking to the front desk, and she says, you know what? The doctor doesn't have time. Who are you? This as an example. Who are you and what do you do? Probably gotten this before. Derivatives of like, hey, what company are you with? What is this about? Stuff like that. You got that objection. You can't deal with it. You hang up the phone. You're like, man, my life sucks. Everything is bad. I'm going down a rabbit hole. What are you going to do? You're going to create a 60 to 90 second video destroying that objection. What do you say? My name is, I work with, and here's why you should blank. It's like that. What is the blank? Well, here's why you should listen to me, or this is why you should schedule a meeting with me, or this is why you should do the thing. Just like that. You deal with that objection. Easy. You take that video, put it on your website, put it in an email, do a video views campaign, and put it on your personal profile. Easy. Hey, everybody. My name is Jeff. I work with Cool Beans Digital, and here's why you should take my next meeting. Number one, we're going to run a pretty extensive 30-step audit for you and your marketing. We'll figure out exactly the areas that you're losing money, the areas you're losing sales opportunities, and the areas where you're not building the branding and the reputation that actually drives real-life people who want to buy what you have to sell. Number two, we'll actually propose a real-life actionable plan. No fluff, no BS. We will show you the exact 5 steps we implement into your business, and we'll blah, 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 blah. And finally, number 3, we'll guarantee it. If for whatever reason you're unhappy with our free plan, I will give you $100 for wasting your time, or whatever languaging. Cool. Write it out. You can do a video with your phone or right here. Put on your website, email, do a video views campaign, and put on your personal profile. That's it. As far as the video views campaign, you have to put an audience. So doctors, dentists, lawyers, accountants, attorneys. That's it. Easy. You also, by the way, tie it to your pixel. So in case anyone that's a Dream Client or customer visits your website, interacts with your Facebook page or whatever, cool. They get to see that objection. And now that objection is destroyed, arguably forever. If anyone ever says, hey, who are you? What do you do? Not only do you have a script that you can answer to them, but you can also say like, hey, can I go ahead and send you a video about who we are and what we do? And I'll give you a call back in about 8 minutes. Yeah, that'd be fine. Call them back in 8 minutes. Hey, did you see the video about who we are and what we do? Yeah, that'd be great. Cool. Now you've pre-conquered that objection. What's the next objection? Let's just pretend I have to talk about it with my wife. Let's say you hit that objection. Normal. Makes complete and total sense. For most businesses that are making less than $100,000 a year, spending $20,000 a year on marketing is like expensive. So how do we create and craft a 60 to 90-second video that destroys the objection? I have to talk about it with my wife. And you can really create a video that says, I have to talk about it with my wife, top bar at the top. And it's just you talking. Hey, my name is Jeff. And if you're watching this video, it's because because you have an objection about buying my services. And chances are you have a derivative of this idea, which is I have to talk about it with my wife or a business partner, something like that. And I want to tell you, I 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt understand it. I get it. It's a big, serious business. My question for you right here, right now, what questions do you think they will ask? Because if it's any of these questions on this screen right now, I'll tell you what, I've got a document that will not only answer them, but will serve as a guide for the conversation you can have with your wife, significant other, or other decision maker. If you're interested in it, just click the button beneath my face and you'll have immediate access. Done. Create. Objection destroyed forever. Easy. On your website, email, all that fun stuff. Let's say you get another example, another one, which is, can I speak with a past client? Can I speak with a past client? Easy. Hey, Mr. Johnson. This video is about this challenge right here, which is, can I speak with a past client? I do want to tell you, beyond a shadow of doubt, we're really excited about our services. We stand by it, and we want to serve you as best as possible. The problem here is that when my clients come on board, they don't come on board wanting 4 or 5 calls from people who are interested in buying my services. That's just not what they signed up for. And I can't stop you from going to our case studies on our website and seeing about reaching out to these people. But I will tell you, they are under no obligation to pick up the phone or answer. In fact, in the paperwork that I send, I tell them that they do not have to answer anything at all whatsoever. What I've done proactively is I've actually done interviews with my clients, done screenshots and video recordings of their actual CRMs and the results. So if you'd like to see that, you can click the link beneath my face and it'll take you to our resources area and our blank, blank, and blank, where you can see, interact, and self-service the questions you would have had for the client. I guarantee any single question that you have is probably already answered there. And that's it. See you later. Bye. Done forever. Done forever. And another example of a challenge, which is I've been booked out for months. You can shoot a video saying, hey, if you're watching this, it's because you've been booked out for months. And I'm super happy for you. I am super psyched that you're booked out for months. That is the dream scenario for a business owner. My question for you is, what if something changes? What if all of a sudden the next 3 or 4 or 5 bookings this week don't come through? What if people don't show? What if all of a sudden your best employee takes a job elsewhere? What if all of a sudden stuff changes? And now you've been booked out for 3 or 4 months straight. And now you're down 50% or even 60%. What happens then? Would you rather be on the receiving end of that type of scenario where your employee leaves, something changes, people cancel, or your competitor pops up, And then you have to wait 3, 6, or 9 months to build a marketing strategy to get so many customers it's not a problem? Or would you like to start building out that strategy now so that if and when it happens, all of a sudden you've got marketing and business insurance through the customers coming in? So ultimately you'll be happier and healthier and have more stability in your business. Done forever. Each time you get an objection, you do one of these videos. Within about, I don't know, what, 7 days, 14 days, 2 weeks from now, you have videos dealing with almost every single objection you've ever had, which is like, I have to talk to my, let's just put wife or other decision maker. I'm already booked out. Who are you and what do you do? And let's write out 3 or 4 or 5 others. That doesn't work. And I want to talk to your other clients. You now have, let's just say in 2 weeks, anywhere between 7, 14, and maybe even 28 of these tiny 60, 90, or 120-second videos. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be any good. You can really shoot them just like I'm shooting this Lunch and Learn right now, which is you hunched over a desk talking, and then you can edit and change and delete and blur as necessary to where you're only talking good and people don't know that you talk bad. Easy. Now you have assets. This is the kicker. Now you have an instantly deliverable objection handling video. That's it. And whenever a client gives you an objection, you say like, hey, I appreciate that. Can I send you a video that I've used to a recorded video that I've sent out to other clients just like you? Done. That's an option. Here's the better option. You ready? Take those videos and create a resources site. For people inside of my IC, you have seen me do this with my agency. The resources area is a part of your website. Let's just say this is introduction to the resources area. And now you have video number 1. Just shrink this down a bit. Number 1, video number 2, video number 3. Just like this. And then you have some text right here. Let's say you have previous results. Just do that. Say that's an objection that you've got. And now you've got 3 or 4 or 5 lines, which is probably the same text or idea from the video. Just in the video, you're talking through it. Another one here, which is how fast to get results. Another video here is, can I do a payment plan? Like James was asking or mentioning. And then another video here. Shrink this down. Video 4, which could be, and I talk to your other clients, et cetera, et cetera. You can take the videos you have created and put them in your resources area. And Howard probably says, like, isn't this the FAQ or some type of thing? You're right. I'm just using the general term resources area. You can put whatever you want on here, name it the FAQ if you'd like, something like that. But let's just say this is your library, your FAQ, your resources site, something like this, which is cool. And this is like coolbeansdigital.com/FAQ or coolbeansdigital.com/resources, whatever it is. Now you have this here. How do you use it? Well, people schedule a meeting with you through, let's just say, Calendly. And then you have a qualification form, like a JOT form or something like that. And then say something like, thanks for scheduling. We are going to redirect you to our, let's just say, resources or FAQ. Be sure to study these for 15, 20 minutes before the call. See you then. Now, somebody who has given you an objection, which is probably quite similar, probably quite frequent, and not the first time you'll ever deal with that, has given you the keys to someone else's wallet. I'll say it again. They've given you the keys to someone else's wallet. The next time somebody schedules a meeting, schedule it through Calendly, ask you a couple questions, say, hey, thanks for scheduling. I'm going to redirect you to our resources area. Be sure to study this for 15, 20 minutes before the call. See you later. Bye. And it's all right there. And you have pre-conquered their objections. Very easy, very effective, done forever. And then, thanks for signing up. We are going to send you 5 emails today that will help you know if you qualify for our program. Email number 1. Do you have previous results? Just say this is the subject. Then you say, blah, 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 blah. Check out the video here. That's where it goes to. Back to your resources or FAQ or objection handling or tank page or whatever we're calling this. Easy. So to kind of rephrase real fast, people who schedule, have your qualification form or whatever scheduling process you have. Thanks for scheduling. Check out the resources area. Done. And then you're going to send them an email saying, hey, thanks for signing. We're going to send you 5 emails to help you know if you qualify for your program. The first email will be coming in 30 seconds. 30 seconds later, they get an email subject line. Guess what? That is their objection. That is their problem. There's a reason why they're not paying you money. You put in the subject. Do you have previous results? And then you can put in the body of that email, hey, Alex, I often get this question a lot. Do you have previous results? If you are asking this question, that is a great question to ask, and it's important because you don't want to work with somebody who is blank. Here's how I will talk about our previous results. Click here and check it out. That's it. And then it goes back to this video where you're smart, you're driven, you're motivated, you look good, you've researched an awesome answer. Easy. Email number 2. Next email. Let's say, this happened with our dentist, which was, how fast or how much time to deliver results? Whatever verbiage or something like that. Again, most objections are like unique to the tribe or the industry or something like that. Some people say like, well, how long does it take to deliver results? Let me rephrase that. How long does it take to deliver results? Some people say, like, how long do I have to send on board, which is derivative of the same question. Some people will say, do you have, or how long until I get my first deal, things like that, just like that. Well, whatever reason, like whatever that languaging is. Next email, which is, how long does it take to get results? And now I can talk about it. Expert secret, without regard to whether it's immediate, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months, or a year, phrase and verbiage and communicate in language in a way to where like somebody's like, okay, that makes sense. I buy into it. You can say, let's take a path like how would I deal with like I can deliver fast results and let's deal with like how can I deliver slow results. One answer could be, let's do this. Email number 2, how long does it take to deliver results? Hey, Mr. Johnson, great question. If you're asking this, you're a driven, smart, motivated business owner that cares about profitability and ROI and wants an effective marketing program. Click here to see how long it takes for us to deliver results. They click the video. And then they go here, and it's how long does it take to deliver results? Hey, my name is Jeff. If you're watching this, it's because you have a question about how long it takes us to deliver results. And it's actually very, very important. And I do want to tell you that we've got 3 ways to deliver results, but I'm telling you about the fastest way to deliver results. And this often for clients who have more than 1,000 people in their customer database, we can often deliver results in as little as 2 weeks. This is just to kickstart the program and deliver what's called a stopgap between you signing up on the program and then the intense and the depth of the high quality customer campaign. The high quality customer campaign will take between 2 and 3 months. It's 60 to 90 days. But I know in the middle, you've got to bring in dollars in ROI. So 2 weeks after you come on board, we're going to do the customer reactivation database campaign. We're going to be doing XYZ 1, 2, and 3. So the short answer to your question is when you come on board, you can see results in 2 weeks while our real campaign kicks in, and then that's it, or blah, 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 right? Figure out a verbiage. That's like if you can deliver fast results. If you can deliver slow results, you can say, hey, if you're watching this video, it's because you have questions on like how long it takes to deliver results. And I'll tell you what, as much as I would love for Rome to be built in a day, it's really not going to be able to. We have a very intensive 5 to 7 step process built unique for your business, unique for your customers, and we do lots of customer and target client research. It will take anywhere between 4 weeks and 8 weeks for us to deliver you the ROI that you expect. If you are not in a position with your business to spend marketing dollars, knowing you're going to get results in 2 to 3 months, this program is probably not a good fit for you. But if you are, and if you're willing to invest and be patient and grow and nurture your future clients and customers, you can expect results just like XYZ 1, 2, and 3. Done. If the client calls you and says, this is not moving as fast as they want and I'm angry, you can say like, hey, didn't you see the video on how long it takes to deliver results? They're like, no, you didn't. I said, I'm going to send this to you. This was part of the resources area. We talked about this before and on the sales call. Just check it out. And all of a sudden they're a lot calmer. They're like, okay, fine, it's going to take a while. Without regard to whether it's fast or slow, you can craft and create a video that is easy communicated, makes sense, and help you land a deal. Here's another one. Email number 3. Can I talk to your other clients? It's like that. You guys get the point. You definitely understand this. If you proactively deliver objection handling sequences and assets and communications, you'll destroy somebody's objections and do it really darn fast and effectively. If you get an objection and then you hang up the phone and you're like, ugh, what you're doing is you're missing out on an opportunity to build your objection handling worksheet, create or categorize, and then start creating assets that deal with that. Again, assets that deal with that. After creating all of these assets, we enrolled a client with 0 friction yesterday. It was a 20 to 30 minute phone call. And it was just me on Zoom showing the CRM and then be like, look, I can't guarantee anything. These are the results that we've delivered in the past. I know you have to talk to other people. He was like, okay, fine. And it wasn't aggressive, and it wasn't me Grant Cardoning, and it wasn't me being aggressive as a salesperson, like a used car salesperson. It was like, hey, here's the thing. It's like, okay, I get it. Got a couple questions. And it ended up being like, how can I pay? And what happens after it instead of objections. And it's because we built this out right here. What's interesting is every single person can do this. You all have dealt with objections. And I don't care whether you have a guarantee or not. Like Vera's asking, like, but what about a guarantee? Cool. You should definitely be doing an email that deals with guarantees. Like that. You should be doing a video on, do you have a guarantee? It's like this. Whether you have a guarantee or not, it doesn't matter. It's how you communicate that guarantee. If somebody says, can you show me what the ad looks like? You have an opportunity to record it, a great answer, to deal with it forever, and then never have to worry about it ever again. Easy. This is how I'm structurally dealing with objections and only dealing with them once and never having to do it ever again. This works, and it's wildly effectively. I've seen people that are doing 10 to 20, $30 million a year. And after a sales call is scheduled, they send them to this, which is all objection handling. I say on to their stuff, and I get a series of emails that, guess what, just objection handling. That is it. And I know that they mess up on video because I've talked to them in person, but they look great. And they've just clipped it. That's it. Rolf says, how fast do you send the emails? I would say you probably send like 5 or 6 or 7 emails in 2 or 3 days. Twice a day is fine. It's a sales call. They get it. And whether or not you get those emails directly to them before or after the meeting is fine. It's just about proactively conquering those objections. And don't let the timing mess you up. If you do, let's just say 10 emails, and you do 2 a day every day for 5 days, and you're going, oh my God, but he's scheduled 3 days in. It's fine. Not that big of a deal. Really not that big of a deal. I hope this was useful and broke somebody's brain. Maybe people go like, oh yeah. Because every single person watching this live right now has gotten the objection that they've written more than once. Like Lee says, I got an objection that I can get it cheaper elsewhere. Yeah, man, that's come up 1.5 million times. You're not the first person to get that objection. But I'll bet you haven't even thought about creating a resources or FAQ or objection handling part of your website, or a series of videos that deal with I can get it cheaper elsewhere. Like, why are you not shooting a video that's like, hey, you're probably going to say this, we can get it cheaper. Let me tell you about the cheaper. And then just destroying the objection. Absolutely destroying the objection. Blow them out of the water. They go like, wow, this guy knows how to talk and communicate and all makes sense. Sean says, I've been burned by other agencies. Sean, you and I both know you've gotten that objection before. It's come up plenty of times. Why are you not creating a resources area that says, I've been burned by other agencies? Why are you not creating that video? Why are you not communicating in a way that's clear and makes sense and send them a video that says, I've been burned by other agencies and sending that by email? Why are you not spending $1 or $2 a day targeting everybody that went to your Calendly page and making sure that they see an F ton of videos? Chris has definitely dealt with the, let me talk it over with my wife before, and definitely had the, I can't afford the 2K right now before. And he has a good objection handling sequence and he knows what to say most times. But when was the last time we recorded an answer? It's a scam. It doesn't work. We already have enough leads. I don't have the time. Why do we just let ourselves keep getting hit again and again and again? I only want to be hit once. That's it. For everybody watching this, whether it's Rolf or Tim or Jerem or James or Vera or Parker or Chris or Matt, who says, thanks, homegirl. You're welcome, Matt. Adam, you need to be creating this resources area. And resources is a generic term. You can change it out, whether it's an FAQ or post sales call page, whatever it is. This needs to be the place where you're dealing with these objections. You only have to deal with them once. And now every single person that goes through this will say, wow, I didn't even know that they were this thorough. I didn't even have any objections. This is amazing. They've already thought about everything, which is good. B, actually, I do have an objection. I'm not quite sure because I want to talk to other clients. Let's see what he or she says about that. Or C, like, I was never going to pay you money. I was just like clicking around on the internet because I've been burned by other agencies like you, but I saw your video and your email about it. And it's kind of interesting. You have my interest. This is what higher tier agencies do. This is what higher tier individuals do. And I know this because I've been working with our $30,000 a month client. And guess what he has on his website? an objection handling area. When you sign up to his emails, we send on his behalf a series of objection handling emails dealing with the reasons why people don't sign for his services. That's it. You guys can do the same. You can literally do the same. You can spend 5, 10, or even 15 minutes taking an objection, writing out a great answer, shooting a video on it, and putting it into your resources area. Video on the left, text on the right, and whenever someone signs up for your stuff, send them some emails. Whenever somebody visits your Calendly or your qualification form, spend the X dollars and do a video views campaign. Hell, you can even put on your personal profile on your website and tag that client. Does this make sense for everybody? Is this useful? Are you going, oh, that's kind of fun. I should do that. Here's the second kicker. Let's say you have a conversion rate from sales call to closed deal of 20%. That means 1 out of 5 people on the phone with you are going to pay you, let's just say $2,000. A proper objection handling sequence will get 1 extra person a week, which is $2,000 a week. That's $8,000 a month, recurring and stacking. And you and I both know everybody here has lost a deal because you didn't follow up enough, didn't objection handle enough, and couldn't quite handle it. And it's because you're a human being and your performance goes like this. But what if you only had top tier videos in performance? We got on the phone like, hey, yeah, it's been crazy. Like, I have all these clients. I'm super psyched that you want to come on board. Let me ask you this. Right now, I'm dealing with like a little bit of COVID and our office is a mess. But my question for you is, did you see the videos on the resources page where I deal with some very common questions from people who are interested in buying our services? You did. Awesome. So let me just double check. You watched the videos, you signed up for our stuff, you're a target client. Let me ask you this. What's stopping you from saying, all right, I'm all in right now? Well, I just had these like 1 or 2 other questions. Awesome. Let's talk. Now you're not selling. You are handling questions and answers. Now you're not being aggressive and being overarching and trying to make huge promises. Instead, you're reserved, calm, and you're a normal human being. Like it's mind-blowing to most clients how aggressive agencies are making these huge claims and saying, we'll get you X number of shows or refund you $5,000. And all the dentists that I work with like laugh their ass off. They go like, I'm just going to sign up to screw with this guy because I hate everybody. That's what they do. It happened to us. And I heard that from people at the dentists at DentalCon. Versus you being on a sales call and a video, just normal, relaxed, not that big of a deal, a little bit disheveled, and saying, hey, I'm super psyched that you want to come on board. I apologize. We're actually reworking our office, and there's actually like all this drywall underneath here. We've had so much growth that I've had to hire 7 people in the past 3 months. And when you get new employees, what are you going to do, right? You got to spend time with them. So I only have about 30 minutes on this call, and it's really not in me to be an aggressive salesperson. I found that when there's aggressive salespeople, it's usually a bad fit client. So my question for you is, are you a dentist that does over X with certain number of locations and as aggressive offer you do? Awesome. And did you watch the videos on a resources site? You did. So where would you like to go from here? Closed. Just like that. And it's not an emotional drain. You're not pitching your heart out. You're not trying to give all these bonuses. You're just letting the resources area and the pre-conquering objection handling videos do their jobs. Are there any questions about this line of thinking and this process and how I do what I do to handle these objections and pre-conquer objections so people want to buy what I have to sell? Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, or ideas about this very specific process with what we're doing and how we're doing? Because if you do, now is the time to ask, and I can handle it and deal with your specific scenario very, very, very quickly. Again, I hope this was useful. If it was, give me a 1 in the chat. And while I'm paying attention to it, if you have any specific questions, you let me know right here, right now, and I'll make sure you're taken care of. Let's see what else we got going on. We've got, oh, these are all the comments from earlier. Never mind. We've got Rolf says, super helpful, appreciate it. James says, you the man. Jerem says, it's credible. Tim says, Miller the killer. Appreciate that very much. Chris says, oh yeah, this is useful. We got Jeff, Jordan with a 1, Jerem with a 1, Philip with a 1, Yoem with a 1, Idrissa Johnson with a 1, Jason Croft. I appreciate that very much, fellas. Again, I'll stay on board for like a couple minutes or so. Ask your questions now or forever hold your peace, and then see what happens from there. We've got a question from Rolf, and Rolf says, what's the difference between that page and a training page? What are the key things you do different between those two spaces? So this is the resources area. Let's just, instead of calling the resources area, let's just call it the FAQ page. It's like this. Call it the FAQ page. Its only job is to answer frequently asked questions and objection handling questions. Easy. You can build another page, which is called the training area. The training area is an area that you give your clients and their front desk on how to be good at their job, on how to not mess this up. It's unique to you and what you're doing, and whether that's called like the client success area or the 7-figure dentist secrets course or whatever you're calling this, it's all the same. It's the training area or the client training area, something like that. This is stereotypically through Kajabi, not publicly available. When you put it behind a paywall and make it part of your offer, people are like, wow, that's really, really cool. In the training area, you should have stuff on. Let's just say common questions you get from your clients after sign up. And you'll notice the pattern, which is the FAQ area or the resources area. And these are the common objections you get from clients before they sign up. Common things you're going to have to do in your training area are unique to you, and every single time you get an objection or a problem from a client, simply shoot a video. That's it. Sometimes some of the videos will be, how do I pick up the phone? Do you have a script? When do I text people back? How do I use the CRM? How do I report what's going on? How do I communicate what I'm happy with and unhappy with? How often do we talk? How do I get reports? How do I know if there's an ROI? How long do results take? How can I schedule a meeting? Things like that. All the questions you will get from a client after they sign up with you should go in your training area. And you can categorize it as you think is best. You can have like frequently asked questions. You can have scripts. You can have ads that we are running on your behalf. You can say how to get support, all that stuff. This is the difference between your resources area or FAQ area and your training area. One is before clients, before they come on board and pay you money, and the other one is after. And you can see, I'm trying to think of who has like a really good course area. I know that Jeff Lopez, he's inside the IC. He has a course area for his clients. I think Joshua Centers has one too. Me and Steph have one. I don't know if Chris has one. I don't know. Those are just the ones that I've seen. But just create a training area. It's through Kajabi. Put a paywall on it. They get it when they sign up for your services. It's an automation, or you can manually add them. And it's just videos. That's it. You can have mindset on there. Some questions often include like, how long does it take to convert a lead? What if they don't pick up or buy the first time? You can do what's called internal plays, which is like upgrades. Like, hey, after you've been involved for 2 weeks, we will unlock this, and then we'll write a soap opera sequence. After you've been involved for 4 weeks, we unlock this in blank. You can have referrals and rebuttals. It's like all the stuff you ever want to communicate to a client. It all goes right there. And good course areas will have like 20 to 30, maybe 40 videos that are all 5 to 6 to 10 minutes each. Not these huge, in-depth, life-changing things. But I hope that answers your question, Rolf, or at least gives you a framework for success. All right, ladies and gents, this will be at the top of this group for 2 or 3 days. I genuinely believe that if you are doing the actions I'm doing and not getting the results, it's probably a function of Callie Tho. Much appreciated, buddy. If you are doing what I'm doing and not getting the 10 result, it's because a function of like people don't view you as an expert and authority and do what you say. And having these lines of thinking will definitely like put you in that position of being viewed as an expert, of having that authority, of putting you in a position of like, I'm so glad I already answered that by video. And now all of a sudden your clients are going to go, wow, this person knows what they're doing. And you and I both know that if you can pre-conquer objections, the chances of that objection handling stick a lot more than if you handle them after the fact. So guys, I got a boogie off. I'm going to go make some money. The goal is $5,000 today. See you guys later.